Yeah. 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 Yeah.
About that, guys. You know, it's a working process, man. I'm still trying to get comfortable using this, and I thought that I had switched everything over. So I was talking for a few seconds, responding to Mr. Charlie. Hey, I appreciate you showing up, Charlie. My man J.E., appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna be on here for a little while. I'm a little frustrated, man. I figured I'd, just talk to the community and see how everybody was doing on this fine Tuesday evening. So I'm gonna have a little background music, just playing with it. So yeah, what's up, D Mogul? What's good, buddy? What's good? Appreciate you showing up, my man. Appreciate you. Give everybody some screen time. So yeah, I appreciate you guys showing up. I'm hoping that my voice is loud enough this time. I've maxed it out, so hopefully you guys can still hear me, even though the music is playing in the background. So yeah, if you guys don't know already, I'll just reiterate that a lot of people already know that my MPC X, froze on me, man. It just decided to quit. So, I've been talking to a few YouTubers, J.E. being one of them. He's been a real big support. I mean, he owns an X as well, and he's been real supportive. Just kind of trying to help me solve the problem. Now, for some reason, my top-down camera stopped working, and I'm not sure why. Hey, it's all good. Yeah, I appreciate you, Charlie, man. But anyway, so, I'm running the one, and to be honest, I really do like Akai. I like their product. I like their workflow. But now, believe it or not, I'm going to stop this for a second. I don't know what's going on. The MPC 1 is now not loading old projects. So my XPJ files yesterday evening, I tried to load up some stuff, and projects that I've already completed and put in song mode, and they're good to go. All I gotta do is load it up and go straight to song mode, and it will it should play. All my sequences should be organized, but for some reason, I don't want to really blame it on the MPC itself, because we have external devices like thumb drives and SD cards. So all my projects are on a thumb drive. Now everything's on the thumb drive. The thumb drive is working perfectly. All my expansions are there. So if I go to expansions, actually browse. So all my expansions show up. And you know what, D, I kind of feel like that as well. Wow, Charlie, you're beating me, man. You're letting the cat out the bag before I could even talk about it. But I was talking to D Mogul about it. I am Run the Track, my man. What's good with you? Oh, I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, man, I'm a little frustrated. Here is another MPC X owner. So I have two good examples, my man JE and my man I Am Run the Track. And so they kind of know what I'm feeling, what I'm kind of going through. And again, I'm not taking away from the MPC One. It's an awesome device. But once you have an X, man, it's a whole nother animal. And I'm fighting with this thing. Like earlier, I started the live, right? Charlie was here. He jumped on, was, saying, hey, what's up? What's good? And I'm so used to the X. I'm so used to just using my gear, right? But remember, this is the MPC. Now look, now stuff is starting to cut out on this one. What is going on? I know you guys heard that. See, Charlie, what'd you say? Yeah. If I reformat my thumb drive, it will erase everything. But before I reformat, I probably would, move all that stuff off, put it in the folder, and then, reformat the drive, put everything back. But I'm hoping that the MPC X hasn't done that. D-Mogul, corrupted the files. But in the past, I didn't have that issue. I could create something on the one, and then save it to the thumb drive, plug the thumb drive into the X, and it was flawless. The transition was flawless. You wouldn't even know that I designed it on the one, or started it on the one. So D, you're saying you think it's the thumb drive. Regardless of the fact, right now the one is the only. Of course, the Kronos is dope. It has a sampler. It has a sequencer. It can do all the things that the MPCs can do. It can. But right now, I'm not trying to use the Kronos in that fashion. I'm really trying to just use it as a sound module for now. But it's just a little frustrating, you guys. I'm going to put a little background music back in. Let me know if this is too loud. But yeah. Okay, D-Mogul, you're saying grab a thumb drive. I already have a thumb drive. That's the only way I can load any files into any of them, the MPC X or the MPC One. So I'm not quite following. You're saying grab a new thumb drive and see if the X works if you start from scratch, like new. Okay, see, that's okay. So what you're proposing, D, is what I've already discussed with Akai. You know what? I hear you, man. I Am Run the Track. Hey, thanks, D. I appreciate it, man. The music and stuff. So, I'm like I said, trial and error. I've been doing these lives, trying to get better. And the last live I did, I found out that it was my fault, that I needed to basically crank it up in the back, for the input. So this is the maximum volume for the microphone right now. So if you guys couldn't hear me now, I probably was gonna throw this thing up against the wall, but. J.E., you say exactly what I'm talking about. But I Am Run the Track. Let me see what you said. You said the thumb drives actually don't have that long of a read life. This is a fairly new thumb drive. I haven't had it more than 4 months. You know what I mean? I just got it, and it's kind of one of those SSD type thumb drives. So, and I do have backups. I have some some external SSD drives. Let me see if I can grab one. So I got one of these. This is like I want to say this is a terabyte. I believe. And then there's another one. There's another smaller one over here, but I can't see it right now. Oh, here it is. I think, yeah. So I mean, I do have redundancy, you know, and with the MPC, with any studio setup that's based on, you know, storing files. So I got this little one. This one's a 0.5 terabyte. So I try not to go to those. Okay, so let me take you guys back. At first, it was just me. Oh, let me take this off the screen. Sorry about that. At first, it was just, it's so much to do in a live, man. So much to remember. I put people's things on the screen, forget to take them off. So you guys forgive me. But in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? PM26, what's good, man? You know what? It sounds like, and that's kind of why I'm doing this live right now, because my man Bolo, he kind of feels the same way, and this guy's got like 60,000 subscribers, man. And for him to have done a video just 5 days ago, you know what I'm saying, talking about he might sell all his Akai gear, it struck a nerve with me today, man. And I was kind of like, whoa, it's not just me, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted to pick you guys' brain. I want some feedback from you guys, man. Most of us are all MPC users in some regard, but and again, I'm not saying I don't like the equipment. It seems to be malfunctioning, man. And we spend too much money on this stuff, man, for it to just all of a sudden just start acting funny. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of agree with you, PM26, that, you know, and me and JE were talking about that about a week ago. He was telling me that he's feeling kind of funny, not that his gear's acting funny, but just about the whole Akai experience. You know what I mean? How they don't really stand behind their product, man. They don't. And Native Instruments, I have to give it to them, man. I've heard so many different, you know, Native Instrument owners just compliment Native Instruments about how they're not only do they have a good product, but they have a good customer base, you know, and they stand behind their product. If you have issues with their stuff, you tell them, and dude, they replace your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I am running the track. His video did hit on a lot of points, man. And you know, and I know you can kind of relate because you own an X, and I know that JE can relate because he owns an X. DJ Rec, what's good, man? You know what? I want to hit on that too, DJ Rec. I was noticing that too myself. Hold on one second. I'm gonna come back to you, D. But DJ, me and D Mogul was talking about that. How the MPC 1 was $699. Now it's $799. They went up, and so is the Machine Plus. It was $11.99, and now it's $13.99. And I'm like, what's going on? Normally the prices go down, but they're starting to jack these prices up, and I'm not following why they're doing that. All right, let me see what D Mogul said. D Mogul, you said, I've seen that video, makes me want to choose a different brand altogether. Panasonic has some interesting stuff. Wink, wink. Boy, you crazy. No, but seriously though, I mean, we're you know, it's you gotta laugh at it a little bit, you know, so you don't just, you know, start breaking stuff. But it's really frustrating to me, man, that now my MPC 1, those that just kind of jumped in here, as you can see, I'm playing this background music from the MPC 1. That's what's playing the background music, okay? But last night I tried to load an older project, and when I say older, I don't mean like decades. I'm talking like 2 or 3 weeks old. You know what I'm saying? That was finished, that I put in song mode, and it went through the whole loading process. But when I went to the main screen, my sequences, all of them said unused, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I kind of want to lean that it's the thumb drive, because that's where I'm pulling it from. Let me see some. I am running the track said something here. You said there's a lot of products that have come with that are just dead. The Akai events. Anyone? The VIP software? Let's see, because I'm totally standalone. I am. You might have to break that down to me on a call or something, man, because I'm not. You know, I don't use the software at all. You also said it's a lot of stuff that comes with, then just drops. They're pretty good at hardware, and that's the base or the bread and butter. But the software has a lot to do. I hope I'm not missing part of your message. Let me see. Oh, it has a lot of growth. Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, JE, I've never, like I said, you know me, JE and I Am Run the Track, along with a lot of other YouTubers that I know. You guys not only use it in standalone, but you guys, are known for connecting your MPC X to the DAW, to the software. So you guys need to talk offline, because I don't, look, I'm 100% standalone. So I would like to kind of know what that all entails, the VIP stuff, but I don't, yeah, standalone 100%. Oh, I Am, you said it was a good concept. Yeah, see, so that VIP stuff, I didn't even know there was a VIP thing, whatever software. So that's interesting. But no, man, I'm like I said, I'm just a little frustrated, man. And if let me talk to you guys, you MPC owners, you know what I mean? And after this live, if you guys, anybody that watches this video, please comment and let me know your thoughts. If you had to scrub your MPC, whichever one it is, Live X1, what other component out there, standalone, whether it's completely standalone or can be standalone or connect to a DAW, what other component would you be tempted to get? Where would you go if the Akais was just all of a sudden had a virus and you couldn't use them? What system would you go to? Talk to me, because I'm leaning towards something, man. I'm not gonna really say yet exactly what native is in my mind. Let me just put it like that. Native Instruments is really ringing in my ear, so I just kind of want to hear what you guys think. If your MPC just took a dump on you, where would you flock to? What would be your next go-to piece of equipment? Anybody? Well, okay, so Crypto, what's good, my man? Crypto's here. Crypto Alchemist, I got you on the screen, my brother. Appreciate you for showing up, man. Just a little frustrated with my MPCs right now, so for all to hear TV, what's good, man? What's good? Wow, so all for you to hear, you using the Machine Plus. Do you own an MPC at all? Talk to me. JE, you say Machine. Man, again, I was, me and D-Mogul, we talk a lot offline, and D, you say you would keep the DAW as a backup. And again, for those of you that that are integrated it that way, that's dope. But right now, I'm 100% standalone. So, okay. So Crypto, you said a full blown synth. Which synth? Talk to me. You see, I got the Chord Chronos, so I really don't need a synth. And this is a workstation, so it is a sampler. It is a sequencer. It has 16 tracks and 16 MIDI tracks. So altogether, I would have 32 tracks total. Plus, I got the built-in sampler, so this can really do what the MPC does. I'm not choosing to use it in that way. I'm choosing to use this as a sound module. Okay, Crypto, you said, oh, you have an MPC 1. Okay. Right, Crypto, I'm with you, man. I prefer using my X and my MPC 1 as a standalone device. But I don't know if you're aware, Crypto, my X died, man. It totally froze, and me and JE, we've been talking kind of offline back and forth, and he's been really supporting me, man, trying to help me try to get with who can repair it. And I spoke with Akai offline. They went through this whole update the software thing, and I was like, I don't think it's a software issue, but I had to go through the process. So my X was running 2.8, and Akai was like, well, let's upgrade it to 2.9.1. So I did that. Didn't solve the problem at all. So then me and JE were talking offline, and he was like, well, why don't we try to take it back? And I was like, all right. Well, when I first got the X, it was 2.6. So we went on the Akai, website, and apparently they've taken the 2.6 offline. You can't even download 2.6 now. The lowest that you can get is 2.7. Okay. So you had an MPC Black, okay, and then you switched to an MPC Live. Are you going to switch to an MPC Live soon, or you already did? Talk to me. I am running the track. My man says Machine really does have the best of both worlds. The software and the hardware, standalone or not. And they listen to their consumers. Yes. So they are constantly thinking and updating. I agree, man. And like I said, me and JE was kind of talking about that. And I mean, again, this week, okay, for all to hear. I hear you, man. So you getting the, man, I'm looking at, I'm looking at next week, man, probably Charlie. Well, okay, so Charlie says he's surprised that the Kronos is that capable. He knows that it's a little older now. You know what? We're gonna save this one for another video, but let me just tell you right now, the Kronos series is 10 years old right now. This is the Kronos 2, and it's basically the same thing as the Kronos. Okay, the only difference is they've added some really cool grand pianos, but as far as the sound modules, this thing has 9 sound modules, and to this day there isn't a keyboard on the market that can produce that many sound modules. Nobody's even tried to compete with the Chord Kronos, and after 10 years this keyboard is still top notch. I would put this keyboard against any of them. Pick one and I guarantee you this one would outperform it. Okay, so Crypto, you said before the MPC, get you on the screen here. You said before the MPC you had a Behringer, okay, 12 rack. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. I don't even know what that is. JE. Okay, you said you have the Complete 13 Ultimate Collection Edition, and you really think the machine makes more sense. Okay, yeah. You know what, man? I'm really starting to feel like that is where I'm leaning towards, man. Yeah, Charlie, Chord, man. And again, I'm not saying that Akai is just boo-boo, but there are a lot of areas they could do better in, man. They really could do better in, and you know, I think just backing their product. You know, this stuff is not cheap. This stuff costs a lot of money, man. And you know, I got my Akai through Amazon, so I only had a 1-year warranty. So when I contacted Akai, they were like, "Well, yeah, you're out of warranty, so you're gonna have to send it off." I'm like, "Okay, so where do I send it to you guys?" And they were like, "No, you don't send it to us. We're gonna give you a list of repair companies that will, you know, possibly fix it." I'm like, "What is that? You guys don't even fix your own gear? I gotta send it to some third party?" You know what I mean? And that just really got under my skin, man. So far it's looking like the machine is top. I'm gonna have to look up some of these other items that you guys listed here. The Behringer DeepMind 12 rack that Crypto was talking about, I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. That sounds very interesting. For all to hear, what was the wow for? Oh, I'm gonna see what Charlie said. Charlie said something. He says, "I wish they made more workstations like that still. Most have gone the way of the DAW." Yeah, you're right. Looks like they were full circle from the standalone to computers and back towards standalone again. You know, and I don't have anything against the DAW user. The DAWs are dope. But for those of us who want to be standalone, especially Akai, man, that's one of the areas I was talking to JE about. I think that they've fallen off, and I know that Bolo, the producer, he had some concepts or some thoughts and things that he felt they've dropped the ball on. But speaking totally from the standalone aspect, something like a basic linear equalizer. I mean, 1010 Music took the blue box and literally put a linear 3-band EQ on the device. So instead of me having to just go, you know, 10 kilohertz, 30 kilohertz, or whatever, twisting a knob, I can literally see a line on the screen and tweak that line or shave the bass or raise the mids. If the 1010 black box or blue box could do it on that small little device, And I do have a black box here, so I can kind of show you how small. The blue box looks exactly like the black box, except it's blue. And they took that blue box, and they literally put a linear EQ on this thing. And I'm like, what? So why? The question is why hasn't Akai? They're giving us all these updates, but they're giving us drum synths and stuff that I don't need a drum synth, dude. I need some mastering stuff. I need some things that's gonna make it easier, the workflow. Because can you master on the MPC? Yes, absolutely. But it takes longer when I gotta hear the frequency and twist the knob and adjust this and that without a visual. You know what I'm saying? I think they kind of dropped the ball in that area. And it's a simple line of code, man. If you could give me a look at this. I'm gonna go to this effect. So if I go up here, let's just say I put up. Okay, I know you guys can't really see that because my top down screen is not in the right position. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, so if you could give me that type of visual, and when I touch the knobs, you literally see them move. It ain't that big of a change in the code for you to change that image to a linear image and just allow me to visually see what I'm shaving versus having to turn a knob and hear what I'm shaving. You guys feel what I'm saying? Are y'all with me? I just think it's kind of frustrating that they're wasting a lot of time updating the software but not giving the standalone user what we need. If you really look at the MPC 1, the MPC X, and the MPC Live, they are 100% standalone units that happen to connect to a DAW. They were designed to be standalone. And it's funny to me how they just cater to the DAW side of it when they have the Renaissance and they have these other MPCs like the Touch that are so they need a DAW to work, but these don't need a DAW to work. So it frustrates me that they continuously focus on these 100% standalone units, but they cater more towards the DAW side instead of the standalone side, and it's a little frustrating. Oh, you guys are chiming in here. Let me get back here and see what's been said. Okay, so we're gonna start up here with Crypto. Crypto says, I am not really a keyboard guy. I'm a guitarist. I was looking to get a bigger keyboard as I am using an Akai MPK Mini 3. I was looking at the Yamaha Mode X8 or Mod X8. What is your opinion on this keyboard? Honestly, I think it's dope. I think it's a really dope keyboard. However, if I recall, I believe it only has either 2 to 3 sound modules. The same with the I'm trying to think of the name. There's another keyboard that has only 3, and for the most part, I haven't. When I was doing my research looking for the Chord Kronos, I didn't really see any other keyboard that even came close to 9. And maybe I skipped a keyboard or 2, but I have a video on my channel talking about gear. Do I have too much? If you guys want to check out that video, I kind of show some of the other keyboards that I was looking at, and that was one of the keyboards that I was looking at, the Mod X8. But there was other videos I watched when they compared the Kronos to the Mod X8, and the Kronos just, to me, it just really blew it out the water. Then I went to Guitar Center, and I actually played the Mod X8. And now after playing this, the feel, no. I mean, for me, again, I haven't found a keyboard. I did a good 2 months of research before I even purchased this. And one of the main things I wanted this keyboard for was the ability to create my own sounds. But also what grabbed me was the fact that it had 9 sound engines. Most keyboards only have 1. When you start getting into keyboards like the Yamaha Mod 8 and I can't even think of some of the other names, but those other top brand keyboards, they go to 2 and 3, but I haven't seen any beyond that. 3 sound modules is kind of capped. Then it just jumps to this one, which is 9 sound modules. So let's see what my man I am 7. He says that's similar to taking your car to a third party. Yes. Come on, see. If I got a Nissan, why would I take my car to a Ford dealer? You know what I'm saying? So it's very frustrating, bruh. And I just kind of wanted y'all's take on it. For those of you out there who own MPCs, I'm gonna say it one more time. If you could not use your MPC anymore, whether it's a 2000 XL, a 3000, a Renaissance, a MPC Studio, whatever. If you couldn't use your MPC no more, what standalone or combination gear, whether it can be totally standalone or connect to a DAW as well, would you go to? Now, I'm 100% standalone, so before you answer this question, it needs to at least be standalone capable, okay? But what gear would you go to if you couldn't use any of the MPCs? None of them. You couldn't use them. What would be your next go-to standalone device? Talk to me. My man PM26, he says that he owns the MPC X, the 1, the XL, the 2500, the Renaissance, the Studio. Wow, bro, you got a whole collection over there. You said with all of these units, I'm constantly using. Wow, don't do that. Don't tell me that. All them units, you prefer the PS404? Wow. And I steered away from that. Instead of getting the PS404, and I did a video on my channel as well, for the price point, I went with the black box. I just thought that it offered way more functionality. And again, I'm not saying that the PS404 ain't dope. I think it's a dope device. But, you know, coming from, look at this, like, I mean, I got touchscreen here. You know what I'm saying? I got touchscreen. And to go back to a number screen, it was just a little frustrating for me. And for the price, I was like, man, wow, that's kind of expensive for me to just be looking at numbers. I don't know. That was just my take. But wow, so you, out of all those MPCs, you go to the PS404. Wow. And it's a dope, the thing, people, I've seen people make it talk, but wow. Okay, Charlie, what you got? You said after the Akai Force, it looks like Ableton themselves is going to be making an MPC style physical machine. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for that. Ableton. What? Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be on the market by the time I'm ready to get something, because I'm looking at like soon. You know what I'm saying? Because, and again, the MPC one could be perfectly fine. It could be perfectly fine. It could be my thumb drive, but the thumb drive it's not malfunctioning. I don't, you know, so, and it still could be the thumb drive, just because I don't think it's malfunctioning doesn't mean it isn't. However, it's just funny that my X dies and now my MPC one is not loading completed songs. I'm kind of, whew. Okay, so I am 7. He says Team MPC 1. Okay, D Bogle says 100. Yes, I agree. That's what I was saying earlier. They could easily I can't even talk. It could be easily done by changing a simple line of code to change it from that visual patch panel type, you know, display to a basic, you know what I mean, linear graphic, you know what I'm saying? They could easily do it. D Mogul says the Nord. You know what the problem with the Nord is, D? It's a player keyboard. In other words, that, and remember me, you talked about this. I was real close to getting that Nord D6 or 6D. The reason why I didn't get it is because it's a player keyboard. In other words, it ain't got no drums in it. It ain't no sampler. It don't have no bass lines in it. It just has organ, piano, and synth. And if you're not a piano player, the Nord series, any of them, they won't do you any good. You can't make no beats on that thing. It's just a player keyboard. So in other words, you really got to know how to play the piano in order for it to be beneficial. And it's generally used for live performances. So the Nord is a great piece of gear, but it's not a workstation. It's not gonna, you can't create anything other than melody type sounds and chord progressions. And then again, you can't just push a button and do it. You got to literally be able to play it. And then L Chops. What's good, L Chops? How you doing, brother? appreciate you, man. I don't know when you jumped in, but I'm a little frustrated, and we're talking about gear, primarily the MPC. And, I'm pretty sure you're aware that my MPC X died on me, and now my MPC 1 is acting funny, man. It's not loading, projects that I've already worked on that are, whether they're completed in song mode or not. There's sequences there, you know what I mean? There's music there, and now I'm loading it, and it's all my sequences are saying unused. So as the title of this live states, I'm really close to getting rid of all my Akai stuff, man, and just going somewhere else. So the question to you, because I know you're a fairly new user, I assume, to the MPC, and I did see your video today, dope video. If you had to do away with your MPC altogether, your MPC 1, MPC Live, MPC XL, whatever MPCs you own, if you couldn't use them at all, what would be your next go-to standalone system? Okay, so El Chops, you said Koala app and the Rhythmo Beatbox. Is that Rhythmo Beatbox the thing you put together today? Let me know, man, because I saw you putting something together. It was pretty dope. And then El Chops also said, nah, the OP1. The OP1, man. It is a dope piece of gear. It's just so expensive. Okay, so DJ Rec, my man, he comes back with the ASR10. Now, see, I'm old school too, man. And I remember the EPS and the 16 Plus and the ASR10. My only issue is I don't like used gear. If I could buy the ASR10 or the EPS 16 Plus or something like that new, I'd be all over it. And it's sad that those companies no longer make that they're out of business. They don't even make that gear anymore. Oh, my baby showed up. Hi, baby. Thank you for showing up. All right, see, we got El Chops back here. You guys, I'm finna go ahead and shut this down here shortly, man. But I appreciate all of you guys showing up and just kind of let me vent a little bit. But man, I'm really frustrated. So just know, man, maybe in a month or so, y'all might see some new gear sitting here, man. I'm really frustrated, and it's hurting my heart right now because I for the most part I love the MPC. I love the MPC, I do, but I need it to function. You know what I'm saying? I spent too much money on this stuff for it to not be working. Now it'd be different if it was user error. If I dropped my MPC X or if I spilled something on it, then that's on me, right? I got the MPC X, put it on the table, and it don't move. You know what I'm saying? So for it to just start be malfunctioning like that, I'm not accepting that. That's $2,300 worth of paperweight. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing with it. Yes, Charlie, the MPC series is very expensive. It's very expensive. And I'm starting to learn now that I'm doing lives and I've purchased cameras now, thanks to D-Mogul. He's been in my ear, but I needed to be able to go live, and I'm starting to find out that we thought studio gear is expensive. When you start getting into cameras, man, buckle up, brother. Buckle up. El Chop, let's see what we got here. I'm trying to get through it. Oh, my man, King OCs, what's good, my man? Hey, appreciate you stopping by. Okay, so you said yes, I caught on one hell yeah. What's up, bro? Oh, appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, you caught me on the live. I appreciate you, man. No, I was just talking about my MPC. I don't know if you know. I don't know how if you saw any of my older videos in the past week or two, but my MPC X died, bro. It froze on me, man. That joker will not hunt. It will not pass go, man. It's freezing on a simple 4-bar loop. If I play a sequence and it's just looping for 4 bars, and some of the lives I did a 5-day go live challenge. If you watch any of those, you'll see how the MPC is cutting in and out. It was cutting in and out, and it was literally freezing. And I kept mentioning, I don't know why it's doing that. Well, one day after those 5-day go lives, that joker just froze, and it wouldn't even. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't play anything. I couldn't even turn it off. I tried to hit the power button, it wouldn't go off. So I ended up having to literally unplug it to make it shut off. I got in touch with Akai, man. They iffy, they don't even back their product, man. A $2,300 piece of gear, and you're telling me that I can't send it to you. I have to send it to a third-party repair company. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? What? Just, bruh, it's so frustrating, man. But I appreciate you, King, for showing up. So today I'm talking about possibly just doing away with Akai altogether, man, because now I'm depending on the MPC 1 and it's not loading none of my projects. It's not loading any of my projects. I know you hear the music coming and you guys hear that background music. I literally created that before I went live. So, and I did save it. But the question now is when I get done with this live and I load this back up, will it load it back up? And so far, it hasn't loaded any of my projects. And I don't know why. And again, I know it could be the thumb drive. It's just so frustrating, man. My X is down and now my 1 is acting funny, man. I'm like, bruh, I'm about ready to just dust my hands off. And I saw a video earlier in the week. My man was saying the same thing. I was like, what? You know, he got like 60,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? He got, you know, royalty checks coming in, and, you know, he's pretty well known, not just on YouTube, but in the industry. And for someone at that level to basically be saying the same thing, I'm like, wow, it's not just me. It's not just me. You know, the MPC is dope. I need it to work, bro. I've spent too much money on this gear for it to not be working, man. So my question, and I'm gonna get off here in another 10 minutes, is if you had to, Mr. King with the gold MPC Live, if you had to totally do away with your live, you couldn't use it, no MPC whatsoever, what would be your next go-to device? I know you use the DAW, but we're going to talk from a standalone perspective or a combination of standalone and DAW capable. What device would you go to if you couldn't use any of the MPCs? What would you do? What would you go to? I heard some OP1. I heard some Machine. I heard some other things, but I want your input on that. Oh, my baby said L Chops is putting me on something new. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this video again myself, and I'm gonna do. Like I said, I'm a researcher, man. I take gear seriously. So when you guys give me recommendations, I'm definitely gonna go look and read up on it. So be sure to leave your thoughts and, you know, let me know what you would go to if you couldn't use your MPC. L Chops, you cracking up? Oh, that's right, Charlie. You told me that you got rid of your MPC. Now you want it back, huh? Man, I remember you. So I did reach out to Akai, talked to the rep, told him what was going on, and he tried to make it like it was a software issue. And I'm like, nah, man, I don't think this is a software issue. I said, but okay. He said, yeah, we got to exhaust all the options. So he said, what are you running right now? I said, my X is running 2.8. I've had no problem with it. It's dope. Okay. I didn't really want drum synth, so I didn't go with 2.9. He said, well, let's go ahead and update it to 2.9. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I went on ahead and updated it to 2.9. 2.9.1 actually. And after I did that, it solved nothing, bruh. It didn't solve any issues. It was still skipping. Then I talked to my man J.E., who also owns an MPC X. We talked for an extensive period of time. He was feeling my pain. He was like, man, if my X died, I would just be done. I was like, I feel you. So he was like, why don't we try to take it back? I said, okay. When I first got my X, it was 2.6. So we both went. He was on the phone with me. I went on the Akai website. He went on the Akai website, and we tried to, find 2.6. Well, they took 2.6 off. You can't even get 2.6 now unless you have a previously downloaded version of 2.6. You can't go to the Akai website now and get it. The lowest version that they have is 2.7. So yes, I got the 2.7, installed it on my X, and it skipped right there. I mean, it doesn't solve the issue. So it's got to be something in it that's malfunctioned. I've only had it for going on. This September will be 2 years. So I already passed my 1-year warranty. So Akai is telling me I can't send it to them. I got to send it to a third-party repair company, which is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. My man, Drew, what's good? Appreciate you, man. I'm just venting, man. I'm a little frustrated. My MPC, my MPC X died. You already know that. But just the other night, this started acting funny. It won't load my projects, man. So again, I'm a little frustrated. JP 2021, what's good? What's good? You're saying, what am I selling? And that's the debate, man. Do I want to waste the time, the money to fix the MPC X, or do I want to just move to a different type of standalone system? But it's basically the X. I own the MPC X and the MPC One, just so you know, JP. And the MPC X froze. That's why it's not sitting here. Normally the X is sitting here. So I've been without my X for about 2 weeks. So I put my One in its place, and just the other night the One started acting funny. It won't load my completed projects. Now it could just be my SD card, and I could be just totally jumping the gun here. But I haven't had any problems with this SD card until now, so I don't really know, man. It's frustrating. King, you said what software firmware am I using? Okay, so on my X, I was using 2.8, and I know I'm a little late on these responses because these comments come in so fast. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss nobody. But yeah, I was running 2.8 on the X. Akai told me to update it to 2.9.1. That didn't fix it. Then me and JE spoke again, and he said, let's go back down. So we went to the lowest available firmware for the MPC, which is 2.7 now. They took 2.6 off. It's not even on the website anymore. So none of that worked. It didn't fix it. Oh, really? You said you was about to do your own video on this very topic? Well, man, please do follow up, man. And maybe Akai will start paying attention, because somebody mentioned it earlier. That's the one thing about Native Instruments, man. They listen to their consumers. They listen to the people who are buying their gear. Their voice means something. And Akai needs to get on the bandwagon, man, and really get behind their product. This stuff costs too much, man. And if I need some help, all the rep did, once I told him, and he was on the phone with me. I installed the 2.9.1 while he was on the phone, and I was like, yeah, it's not that didn't work. He's like, all right, man, well, I'm going to send you a PDF of all of the companies that we network with, that we recommend, that you can send it off to get it repaired. I was like, what? I can't send it to Akai? I can't send it to you? And he was like, oh, no, you guys, your warranty, you're out of your warranty, so we can't. I'm like, wow, man, really? Are you serious? Who we got here? Smooth Art Design Lab. What's going on? You said you have an MPC Live and Ren, but my MPC 2000 still works like a charm. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I don't know why Akai, and I know things. We move on in technology. I know we grow, but some of these are like you can't. Like the MPC 2000, the MPC XL, the MPC 2500. They should still be making those, man. They should still be creating those for those that want to buy it. Now you have to buy it secondhand, and I'm just not a secondhand person. I would love to own a 2000 XL or a 2500. You know what I'm saying? I would love to, but I can't buy. To me, this is just me. All y'all out there that, and I take care of my gear. I do. My gear is impeccable. You know what I mean? But still, for me, I need something new, man. It's got to be out the box. It's got to be crisp. And I think that Akai dropped the ball on that. I think that they should, offer those older MPCs with some newer technology, maybe. You know what I mean? For those that want to still rock that, that old school vibe. Crypto, you said no. This is the platinum or titanium Chord Chronos 2 61 key. I don't have room for a 73 or 88. Trust me, I would love to have either one of those, but this one is semi-weighted though, so it still has a great feel. It feels like it doesn't feel plasticky. It doesn't feel like you're playing a little Radio Shack keyboard. But no, it's the 61 key. Smooth Art, I did own back in the day. I owned the Triton. I also owned the Nico. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but I owned the Nico. Don't own it anymore. I wish I did. Open Labs created the Nico and the Miko. I would love to go to that myself, but they don't make them anymore. And again, I don't like secondhand stuff. My man Drew says that he made a video last week saying his MPC dead. Is okay? Yeah. I saw that video. You said, is the MPC dead? Well, I don't know. I'm man. Like right now, for me, it's not looking too good. Let's just say that, Mr. Drew. The MPC right now ain't getting no brownie points from me right now because I'm frustrated, man. I'm really frustrated. Wow, man, y'all just coming in with these comments. This is dope, man. I really appreciate you guys showing up. And normally I only do 30 minutes, but because we've had such a great discussion and people are commenting and chiming in, before it gets too late, let me go in here real quick. Hold on one second. I gotta switch one of these files up because there are some YouTubers that I want to recognize for subscribing to my channel. And let me find this real quick. Give me a second. But I really appreciate you guys. This interaction is dope, man. And I hope you guys will leave comments after the video because these live comments, they're there, but I would hope you guys all come back and kind of throw your thoughts and stuff in an actual comment once this video is no longer live. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to my man Drew Ayers. That's my man. Brother Nero, Jack of all trades, K Travel, Rolando, Francisco. I'm trying to read some of these names. They're kind of small on my screen, so y'all forgive me if I say it wrong. Hush Music Entertainment, Code 941, Leonardo. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your last name. Sorry about that. Raven Nicole, and I'm gonna just say Tom. I can't really see all the letters there, but I really appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. So I did want to recognize those new subscribers, and I really appreciate you. I'm gonna see if I can get a few more comments here. So El Chop, you said honestly for me, your final verdict is the Machine Plus. You know, man, me and JE, we was having a deep conversation, and I was also talking to my man D Mogul last night. And that's looking like where it's going, bruh. I'm serious, man. It's looking like King. You said it's the closest thing to what you're trying to do, honestly. Not as capable. Yeah, because see, I was actually looking at some videos on it too. And what's dope about that Machine Plus, man, is it updates directly to the device, right from the internet. You just update, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go, like for me, I'm standalone, right, with the MPC. So I got to go to the computer, go to the website, download the standalone firmware, put it on my thumb drive or my SD card, disconnect it from the computer, come in the studio, plug it in. You know what I mean? That's just, bruh. I mean, Akai can step it up so much, man. And it's like they don't care, man. I'm kind of like, ugh, yeah, I'm feeling you, bruh. But I was tripping on that, how you can download all your expansion packs and all your updates, everything right to the device, man. So they kicking butt on that. They really are outperforming Akai on that, man. Big time. El Chop, you said you can see me rocking that, man, bruh. I'm trying to get there. Oh, that was the King. Let me get the King back. I think I put yours up before. All right, so it was El Chop I was trying to hit. Sorry about that. El Chop, you said you can see me rocking it. Man, I'm trying, bro. I'm see what the wind blows. See what the wind blows. But I really appreciate you guys. But we coming up on an hour, and like I said, this was just a kind of a venting. Let's talk, gear. And I'm frustrated. Hey, King, please do that video, man. I'm interested to see your concept and your take on it. And yeah, man, we can't do this enough, man. If all of us Akai users are kind of feeling like that, man, and your comment just now was saying that you're feeling like Machine Plus is kind of the way you want to go too, man. That's not a coincidence, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, please do your video. I would love to watch that. D, you said you got a good look at the Machine Plus. Oh, so you got, okay. You got to go look at it. Okay, my bad. Yeah, me and you gonna have a discussion, but that thing, man, it's really speaking to me. Drew, you said, thank God you don't use the MPC as much. I feel you, man. And again, when it functions, let me say this to all the people out there so they don't be coming back dissing me on my comments. When the MPC is functional, it's dope. Hands down. Up until now, I don't question its functionality. I'm questioning its durability right now. You know what I mean? It's just it costs too much for it to be breaking down, man. I'm sorry. All right, what else we got here? King, you said we gonna talk for sure. All right, cool. Hit me, man. You know I'm always down to talk with you. Charlie. Okay. You talking about Roger? You say ever since they cut off Roger. Yeah. Let me see. Hey, Drew, like I said earlier in the video, you have to go back and watch, but we mentioned that the Akai website no longer offers the 2.6 in standalone. It's not there. So the lowest that JE and I could find on the website, we were both looking simultaneously, is 2.7. And I did take it back to 2.7. It did not solve the glitch freezing problem. It didn't fix it. My man, Room at the Top Studio. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you showing up, man. Let's see what you said. Old is gold. I still use my 2000 XL, the BTH. I get tempted to buy the X, and the XL does what it needs to do. Hey, man, and again, when I say, I'm gonna say this one more time. When it functions, the X, man, you can't beat an X, bro. When it's functional, bro. Boy, that's like baby back ribs and a baked potato, you know what I'm saying? But right now, it means nothing to me. It's not functioning. So, you know, it's basically a paperweight sitting in my closet waiting for me to box it up. Room at the Top. See what you said. Yeah, man. I've had some bad experiences with that, man. You said you used to say you didn't want secondhand gear until you bought the first vintage synth. Now you prefer secondhand. That's dope. I bought, before I got my MPC X, I want to say it was a 3000, MPC 3000 off of Amazon, and it was secondhand. And it was the first time. Normally I don't do that. I was kind of trying to step out of the box. I was anxious to get an MPC, and I didn't know. I don't think the MPC X was. It might have been out, but I didn't know about it. So, long story short, I went on Amazon. I purchased the secondhand MPC, man, and got the thing. I paid like $1,300 for it, and the main button didn't work, bro. Totally broke, and it was as is. I couldn't send it back because it was, an actual person. And it wasn't like I was buying it through Amazon, buying it from Amazon, should I say? But hey, you guys, man, I appreciate you. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody. Uh-oh. I'm about to look into that PM26. You said you heard that the Machine Plus has its own issues with crashing. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to do some research, but man, from what I've seen so far, it's been looking like it's the go-to for me. King, you the last question. You said, how is my main storage usage? You know me, man. I don't store nothing on my MPC. So I still got my 2 gigs of space on my X, and like I said, on my MPC One, I store everything on my my MPC One was my go-to mobile MPC. So I wasn't. Only time you really see me using this was when I'm going somewhere, and I kind of want to still be in the studio if I want to record a video where I'm out, whatever. But whenever I would create on it, I would immediately store everything on my SD card or my thumb drive, and then come back into the main studio, throw it in the MPC X, and finish the beat there. So it ain't my storage, bro. Trust me, I don't store nothing on my MPC. But I appreciate you trying to troubleshoot with me, man. It's frustrating, man. Please hit me up so we can talk, King. And I hope you do that video. I really do. D-Mogul. Well, yeah, I don't keep it connected all the time, D. You said I've been using an external SSD storage. Well, my thumb drive is a SSD type thumb drive. Okay, and then I have a couple of SSD drives here. I got a terabyte and a half a terabyte right here. And maybe, let me say this before I get off. I was using a splitter. Let me see if I can show it. On my X, I was using this USB splitter. Let me see if I can bring it in. Okay. Because I got tired of reaching behind the X, unplugging and plugging and unplugging and plugging. And so I decided to go with this USB splitter. So I had my thumb drive and then both of these SSD drives plugged into this. Okay. So I'm not sure if somehow maybe that was too taxing for the MPC. And anybody that's watching, if you know, let me know. But I have seen other people use splitters for their MPC and they weren't powered splitters. In other words, they got their power from the USB port. I have another splitter over here that's attached to my audio interface, but that's a powered USB hub or whatever. So I don't know if you guys know, let me know if the USB splitters that we use on the MPC 1 Live or X, if they have to be powered USB splitters, or can we just pull power from the USB itself? So you guys let me know. I really appreciate that. Thanks for your time. It's been an hour. I am running the track. Got one. You think that's likely the culprit, man? Those SSDs need to be used with their own power. Okay. But so even if it's talk to me. I am running the track. So do you think that my little thumb drive? Let me eject this. I want you to see it. It's a little SSD metal thumb drive, but it does kind of fall in the SSD category as for a thumb drive. So you're saying to me that even though it's a USB type thumb drive or SSD thumb drive, you're saying that it needs to be powered. I shouldn't be plugging it directly into the MPC. You think that's what has made the MPC glitch like that? Talk to me. Appreciate you guys for coming by, man. JE, we gonna talk. JE, you said yes, they have to be powered. Even the thumb drives have to be powered. JE, I am running the track. You guys hit me offline. Let's talk. Let's have a discussion, man. But now that it's happened for my X, the only thing I can do is send it in to get repaired, right? Because it's not working right. Okay, I am. You said yes. See if you can run with one. That might be fine, but you have to. You have two linked. Okay, yeah, it was three actually. It was the thumb drive was one, and then the two SSDs on the side. I had them plugged into that hub. Also, at one point, I had them plugged in simultaneously. So that could be the culprit. You guys are saying. So what do you think it did? It corrupted the MPC somehow, or what? Oh, D, you said you think it caused it to short out. Dang. Okay. Man, I appreciate all this feedback. You guys have been awesome, man. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you know when I come out with new content. Until next time, this is I Make Beats. Appreciate ya.